The mind is everything, what you think you become. Wonder is the beginning of wisdom. Education is the kindling of a flame, not the filling of a vessel. Strong minds discuss ideas, average minds discuss events, weak minds discuss people. Those who are hardest to love need it the most. True wisdom comes to each of us when we realize how little we understand about life, ourselves, and the world around us. To find yourself, think for yourself. If you want to be a good saddler, saddle the worst horse, for if you can tame one, you can tame all. Be kind, for everyone you meet is fighting a hard battle. The unexamined life is not worth living. I cannot teach anybody anything. I can only make them think. He who is not contented with what he has would not be contented with what he would like to have. Be slow to fall into friendship, but when you are in, continue firm and constant. Sometimes you put walls up not to keep people out, but to see who cares enough to break them down. No man has the right to be an amateur in the matter of physical training. It is a shame for a man to grow old without seeing the beauty and strength of which his body is capable. The secret of happiness, you see, is not found in seeking more, but in developing the capacity to enjoy less. Know thyself. Let him who would move the world first move himself. Contentment is natural wealth, luxury is artificial poverty. Death may be the greatest of all human blessings. Employ your time in improving yourself by other men's writings, so that you shall come easily by what others have labored hard for. The hour of departure has arrived, and we go our separate ways, I to die and you to live. Which of these two is better only God knows. The only good is knowledge, and the only evil is ignorance. Do not do to others what angers you if done to you by others. The hottest love has the coldest end. Every action has its pleasures and its price. Prefer knowledge to wealth, for the one is transitory, the other perpetual. We cannot live better than in seeking to become better. We can easily forgive a child who is afraid of the dark. The real tragedy of life is when men are afraid of the light. Beware the barrenness of a busy life. Understanding a question is half an answer. Life contains but two tragedies. One is not to get your heart's desire, the other is to get it. Envy is the ulcer of the soul. Be as you wish to seem. Thou shouldst eat to live, not live to eat. The greatest way to live with honor in this world is to be what we pretend to be. From the deepest desires often come the deadliest hate. Once made equal to man, woman becomes his superior. I pray thee, O God, that I may be beautiful within. One should never do wrong in return, nor mistreat any man, no matter how one has been mistreated by him. If a man comes to the door of poetry untouched by the madness of the muses, believing that technique alone will make him a good poet, He and his sane compositions never reach perfection, but are utterly eclipsed by the performances of the inspired madman. The really important thing is not to live, but to live well. And to live well meant, along with more enjoyable things in life, to live according to your principles. The easiest and noblest way is not to be crushing others, but to be improving yourselves. He is richest who is content with the least, for content is the wealth of nature. In all of us, even in good men, there is a lawless wild beast nature, which peers out in sleep. If all our misfortunes were laid in one common heap, whence everyone must take an equal portion, most people would be content to take their own and depart. The greatest blessing granted to mankind come by way of madness, which is a divine gift. Is it true? Is it kind? Or is it necessary? Children nowadays are tyrants. They contradict their parents, gobble their food, and tyrannize their teachers. Be of good cheer about death, and know this of a truth, that no evil can happen to a good man, either in life or after death. My advice to you is get married. If you find a good wife, you'll be happy. If not, you'll become a philosopher. Think not those faithful who praise all thy words and actions, but those who kindly reprove thy faults. All men's souls are immortal, but the souls of the righteous are immortal and divine. The highest realms of thought are impossible to reach without first attaining an understanding of compassion. To be is to do. To know thyself is the beginning of wisdom. To move the world, we must move ourselves. I decided that it was not wisdom that enabled poets to write their poetry, but a kind of instinct or inspiration, such as you find in seers and prophets who deliver all their sublime messages without knowing in the least what they mean. I know you won't believe me, but the highest form of human excellence is to question oneself and others. Virtue does not come from wealth, but wealth, and every other good thing which men have, comes from virtue. He who is unable to live in society, or who has no need because he is sufficient for himself, must be either a beast or a god. There is no solution. Seek it lovingly. The misuse of language induces evil in the soul. Through your rags I see your vanity. Not life, but good life, is to be chiefly valued. It is better to change an opinion than to persist in a wrong one. When you want wisdom and insight as badly as you want to breathe, it is then you shall have it. Intelligent individuals learn from everything and everyone. Average people from their experiences. The stupid already have all the answers. Living well and beautifully and justly are all one thing. One who is injured ought not to return the injury, for on no account can it be right to do an injustice, and it is not right to return an injury, or to do evil to any man, however much we have suffered from him. Are you not ashamed of caring so much for the making of money and for fame and prestige, when you neither think nor care about wisdom and truth and the improvement of your soul? Give me beauty in the inward soul. May the outward and the inward man be at one. My plainness of speech makes them hate me, and what is their hatred but a proof that I am speaking the truth? There is no greater evil one can suffer than to hate reasonable discourse. Well, although I do not suppose that either of us know anything really beautiful and good, I am better off than he is, for he knows nothing and thinks that he knows. I neither know nor think that I know. To express oneself badly is not only faulty as far as the language goes, but does some harm to the soul. He is not only idle who does nothing, but he is idle who might be better employed. Beauty is a short-lived tyranny. The ancient oracle said that I was the wisest of all the Greeks. It is because I alone of all the Greeks know that I know nothing. Be true to thine own self. Are you not ashamed of heaping up the greatest amount of money and honor and reputation, and caring so little about wisdom and truth and the greatest improvement of the soul? May the inward and outward man be as one. Wealth does not bring about excellence, but excellence makes wealth and everything else good for men, both individually and collectively. Be as you wish to seem. As to marriage or celibacy, let a man take which course he will be sure to repent. An unconsidered life is not one worth living. A system of morality which is based on relative emotional values is a mere illusion, a thoroughly vulgar conception which has nothing sound in it and nothing true. Such as thy words are, such will thine affections be esteemed, and such as thine affections will be thy deeds, and such as thy deeds will be thy life. Now the hour to part has come. I go to die, you go to live. Which of us goes to the better lot is known to no one, except the God. As we reflect on the wisdom of this great philosopher Socrates, we are reminded of the importance of questioning our assumptions, developing critical thinking skills, and pursuing truth and wisdom.